In this lesson, I will introduce the series, that is geometric series and arithmetic series. All right, remember when you started our lessons on sequences and series, you see there's a difference between sequences and series. If T1, T2, T3, T4 is a sequence, then series is T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. It goes on like that. So the series now, we're adding the terms. Please take note of that. Sequences is just the terms in the sequence, but series, the terms are being added. Let's look at the notation for series. The notation for series is an extension of the notation of sequences. So we're going to use the same notation, that is for the first term, for the common difference, for the common ratio, for Tn, and all those things. Sn, which is a new notation now, is used to denote the sum of the first n terms of a series. Like if I say S1, S1 is basically the first term. That's the first term of the series. And then what about S2? S2 means T1 plus T2. So that's the sum of the first two terms of the series. Then S3 means T1 plus T2 plus T3. That's the sum of the first three terms of the series. And then it goes on like that. So we can say Sn is the sum of the n terms of the series. We're going to look at the arithmetic sequences and geometric sequences later. So now I just want you to understand what a series is. So series, we're adding the terms of the sequence. Like this, if I say, given this series, 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11, going on like that, determine S4. So S4 means what? You're adding the first four terms of this series. So A, S4 is going to be 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11. That's term 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 26. So S4 is 26. What about S6? It means you're adding the first six terms of the series. So we have to extend this. So the difference here is 3, 3, 3. It means here is going to be 14. And then it's going to be what here? It's going to be 17. So now the first six terms. So it's going to be 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 plus 17, which is going to give us 57. Okay. Right. So now if I say find the sum of the first 20 terms, are we going to add like this? You'll find out in our next lessons. You see that we have formulae that we can use to deal with this. Okay, but now let's just introduce this. All right, the other question says, determine the sum of the first 9 terms of the series if the general term of the sequence is TP is equal to 4P plus 3. So now it means we need to find the terms of this series. So S9 is going to be T1 plus T2 plus T3, goes on like that, plus T9. Okay, right? So now it means we need to substitute for our term number 1. Where there's P, we put 1. So it's going to be 4 times 1 plus 3, that is term number 1. Then plus for term number 3, for term number 2, it's going to be 4 times 2 plus 3, goes on like that. It will go on like that till we add term number 9. S9 is equal to term number 1, 4 times 1 plus 3, that is 7, plus 4 times 2 plus 3, that is 11, 4 times 3 plus 3, that is 15, 4 times 4 plus 3, that is 19. It goes on like that till the last term, which is term number 9. And then you add all these, you get 207. So S9 is 207. Right. Let's look at this question. The sum of the first n terms of a series is given by this formula. Determine the sum of the first 6 terms. Please take note. This is already giving you the sum of the first 6 terms, the sum of the first 5 terms, the sum of the first 10 terms, like that. So if n is 6 here, you just put 6 where there's n, and then you get the sum of the first 6 terms. This formula is not for the sequence, but it's already for what? It is already for the series. So A is saying S6 is equal to 3, then 6 squared plus 2 times 6, then plus 1, which is 121. Right, B, sum of the first 5 terms is going to be 3 times 5 squared plus 2 times 5 plus 1, which is equal to 86. Now, I want us to discuss C. Let's say we have a sequence 5, 8, 11, 14, like that. This is a sequence, right? And then let's find the sum of these terms. So this is T1, T2, T3, T4. Right. What about S1, S2, S3, S4? Right. S1 is going to be 5. And then S2 is going to be 5 plus 8, which is 13. And then S3 is going to be 5 plus 8 plus 11, which is 24. Or you can say S2 plus 11 gives you 24. And then 5 plus 8 plus 11 plus 14 will give us 38. Or just S3 plus 14 will give us 38. See that? So this is the sum. So now, I want you to see something here, right? Let's say we're at S2. We can easily get S3 by adding T3, right? We can easily get S3 by just adding T3 to S2. Let me write it down. So you can say S3 is equal to S2 plus T3. See that? If I add T3 to S2, I get S3. Okay? Like here, if you say 13 plus 11, you'll get what? You'll get 24. So we can generalize this and say maybe Sn is equal to Sn minus 1. Like here 2 is 3 minus 1. Sn minus 1 plus Tn. Okay, you see that? So you can say Sn is equal to Sn minus 1 plus Tn. Right? And then we can make Tn the subject here and say Tn is equal to, if we bring this one this side, becomes Sn minus Sn minus 1, like that. Here we're asked to find the 6th term. So it means the 6th term, we can find 6th term by saying S6 minus S5. You see that? Okay, so treat this like a formula. It's not there in the formula sheet, but you have to remember it. Tn, you can get it by saying Sn minus Sn minus 1. Just remember this. Okay, so here we're finding T6. We can say T6 is equal to 121 minus 86, which is 35.